All right, we're going to do something a little different today. For the next couple of minutes, we're not just going to talk about something, you're actually going to experience it. We're about to run a super quick personal test to see how your brain responds to sound. And, well, you might be surprised by what you find out. And that's the whole idea right there. We're going to tap into two totally different brain states, that calm, relaxed feeling and that sharp, dialed-in focus. The real question is, which one is your brain asking for right now? Ready to find out?
Okay, let's get into it. First things first, we need to do a quick setup for our little experiment. It's super simple, promise. It'll just take a second.
Now, for the best results, if you've got headphones, go ahead and pop them on. It just really helps isolate the sound. Then find a comfortable spot to sit, and here's a big one. Consciously relax your jaw. You'd be amazed how much tension we hold right there. Just a little heads up. What you're about to hear isn't music. It's not a song. Think of it more like a tool. We're using these very specific frequencies to see how your brain naturally reacts to them. Let's start with our first experience. We're kicking things off with alpha waves. The goal here is relaxation. So, what exactly are we talking about here? Well, your brain produces alpha waves when you're in that state of calm, relaxed awareness. Think about that feeling when you're just kind of daydreaming or right before you drift off to sleep. That's the zone we're trying to get into.
Okay, I'm going to play the alpha sound now. If you want, you can close your eyes, just listen.
All right, so now that the sound's over, just take a second. Don't overthink it. Just notice if you feel any subtle shifts in your body. Let's get a little more specific. Check in with your shoulders. Did they kind of drop down, even just a little? Did you maybe let go of some tension you didn't even realize you were holding on to? And how about your breathing? What's its rhythm like? Did it maybe get a little slower, a little deeper? Just make a mental note of how that felt for you. Okay, time to switch gears completely. We're moving on to our second experience, and this time it's all about beta waves. Get ready, because this is a totally different vibe. So if alpha was for chilling out, beta is pretty much the opposite. Beta waves are like your brain's on switch. They're dominant when you're alert, you're actively thinking, you're solving a problem. This is your brain in work mode. Okay, here comes the beta sound. Again, just listen and see what happens. Whoa, big difference, right? How did that feel compared to the alpha sound? Was that transition jarring for you, or did it feel clarifying almost? Let's check in with your thoughts. Do you feel a bit more switched on, like your mind just got a little clearer, a little sharper? And what about your overall awareness? Do you just feel more awake, more present and alert than you did just a minute ago? So what does this all mean? Let's take a look at what your brain's preference might be trying to tell you about how you're feeling right now. So here's the breakdown, and it's pretty simple. If that first sound, the alpha wave, felt like a welcome relief, like a deep sigh, that's a pretty good sign your brain might be overstimulated and is just craving some calm. But if that second sound, the beta wave, felt energizing and good, your brain might be a little underengaged and was looking for a jolt of focus. Okay, knowing this stuff is really fascinating, right? But it's even better when we can actually use it. So let's talk about how you can put this little insight to work in your everyday life. What you just experienced is a perfect little example of something called neuroplasticity. That's just a fancy word for your brain's incredible ability to change and reorganize itself based on the input you give it. You literally just used sound to consciously shift your brain state. How cool is that? And here's where it gets super practical. Feeling stressed or finding it hard to wind down before bed? Try throwing on some alpha sounds. On the flip side, if you need to really buckle down for a big project or study for a test, beta sounds could be the thing that helps you get into that deep focus zone a whole lot faster. So we did the test, we looked at the science, and we've talked about how to use it. Now the only question left is for you. Which one was it today? Alpha or beta? Was your brain asking for calm, or was it looking for focus? I'd love to know.